Welcome back, everyone. Today we're unwrapping a sweet story, the history of chocolate. It's in our candy bars, cakes, and hot mugs. But where did this treat come from? It's older than you think, and it wasn't always sweet. Let's dive into the delicious journey of chocolate, from ancient jungles to your kitchen. Chocolate began in a place called Mesoamerica, which is like Mexico and Central America today. This was more than 4,000 years ago. The cacao tree, called Theobroma cacao, which means food for gods in Greek, grew naturally there. The Olmecs, who were one of the first groups of people living there, might have been the first to use cacao beans. But they didn't make candy. Instead, they changed the beans to make a drink that was bitter and foamy. It wasn't like a candy bar you eat now, but it was the beginning of chocolate. Next up, the Maya, around 600 BCE. They took chocolate to the next level. They ground cacao beans, mixed them with water, chili peppers, and cornmeal, and drank it cold or hot. For the Maya, chocolate was sacred, used in rituals, weddings, even as money. Cacao beans were so valuable you could buy a turkey with a handful. Europe was still munching on bread. The Maya were sipping liquid gold. Then came the Aztecs around the 1300s. They loved chocolate too, but they couldn't grow cacao easily in their highlands, so they traded for it, or took it by force. Their drink, called zocolotl, where we get chocolate, was bitter and spiced, sometimes with vanilla or honey. The Aztec Emperor Montezuma supposedly drank dozens of cups a day. When the Spanish arrived in 1519, they saw this and thought, "What's this weird stuff?" That brings us to Europe. Hernán Cortés brought cacao back to Spain in the 1520s. At first, the Spanish weren't fans, too bitter, but they sweetened it with sugar and cinnamon, and by the 1600s, chocolate was a hit among the elite. It stayed a luxury drink. Think, aristocrats sipping it in fancy cups. England got hooked too, opening chocolate houses where people gossiped over mugs. Coffee shops had competition. The big shift came in the 1800s with the Industrial Revolution. In 1828, a Dutch guy named Conrad van Houten invented a press that squeezed out cacao butter, leaving cocoa powder behind. This made chocolate cheaper and easier to work with. Then in 1847, a British company, Fry's, mixed that powder with sugar and cacao butter to create the first solid chocolate bar. Boom! Chocolate wasn't just a drink anymore. Switzerland jumped in next. In 1875, Daniel Peter added milk powder, thanks to his neighbor Henri Nestlé, and invented milk chocolate. Then Rodolphe Lindt perfected a process called conching, making chocolate silky smooth. Suddenly, chocolate was creamy, sweet, and everywhere. By the late 1800s, brands like Cadbury, Hershey, and Mars were turning it into a global obsession. Today, chocolate's a multi-billion-dollar industry. West Africa, especially Ivory Coast, grows most of the world's cacao, over 70%. We've got bars, truffles, hot cocoa, even chocolate skincare. Still, from a bitter Mayan brew to a Valentine's Day gift, chocolate's journey is wild. So what's the takeaway? Chocolate's more than a snack. It's a 4,000-year story of culture, innovation, and a little greed. Next time you bite into a bar, you're tasting history. What's your favorite chocolate treat? Tell me in the comments. If you liked this, hit that like button, subscribe, and let me know what food history you want next. See you soon.